Hello everyone, this is Meghna and I'm back with my part 4 on the chapter Weather, Climate and Adaptations of Animals to Climate. In this chapter, we are going to learn climate and adaptation, which is the third part of this chapter. Now, you know why we have different seasons and why there is different climate in different places. That is all because of the sun. The Earth moves around the sun and the Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees, right? So because of the sun's rays directly fall on the center of Earth. So that region is hot and the poles receive lesser amount of sunlight than the equator, which is the center part, where more rays of the sun come. So this is the sun is the most important, like because of the sun only we have different weathers and climate. Now today we are going to learn climate and adaptation. Now a place where an animal lives is called, like the house we call where we live is our house. For the animals, that is known as the habitat. And to live in that habitat, they need few things, like for example, I'm living in Africa, and Africa is too hot because it's near the equator. The sun rays directly fall. For that, I mm, like my skin tone, like I have adapted. I'm having few, and like my skin tone is different from the skin tone who live in US or in some other states. Like that, animals have drastically adapted themselves to that places, to their habitats in which they live. Now, the climate of a place can affect the living organism of that area. The animals living in a particular region adapt themselves so that they can survive the weather conditions of that place. The features and habitats of animals start to change as per the climate of the place. Now, first we are going to look the adaptations of animals in the polar regions. You know that polar regions are located near the poles, so they are really cold. They have a lot of harsh climate. To bear that climate, those animals should have a lot of protective features to bear. Now, the area of Earth that surrounds the North and South Pole is called the polar region. The climate of the polar region is extremely cold throughout the year and receives heavy snow. And rainfall, you may not find rainfall. You say that is rainfall is not there only in those places. The sun rays do not rise for 6 months of the year in the polar region, and then it stays up for 6 months. The sun won't come for 6 months, and the sun won't go for other 6 months. It's so hot and so cold. The temperature in the polar region can be as low as minus 73 degrees Celsius. The most common animals found in these regions are polar bears and penguins. Other animals that can be found in these regions are fishes, birds, oxen, reindeers, fox, whales, and seals. They have adapted themselves so that they can live easily in these places. Now, first, we are going to learn about polar bears. That the white fur of the polar bear makes it easier for them to hide in the snow and therefore save themselves from predators. The snow, as you know, is in white color. The polar bear is also in white color, so that the predators who want to catch them or eat them cannot see them because they will be fully covered in snow. They will be mixed up with the snow. The polar bears have 2 layers of thick fur on them so that they can survive extremely cold conditions. Of course, now only in near my place, if it's winter season, I only wear 2 3 sweaters. You should think about them. They live in polar regions full of snow. So they have two layers which protect them. The paws of the polar bear are large and wide so that they can swim as well as walk on the snow easily. These paws are like wide and large, which helps them easy to walk on the snow. They have strong sense of smell of they have strong sense that makes it possible to locate its prey during such large harsh weathers. If like those other this polar bear's predators might also be saving their lives for hiding in the snow, so then how will this get full? For that, this polar bear has some smell. With the help of that, it can sense the smell of those animals and it can go. It is very helpful. Now let's see, this is like a diagram, like a just now. First, the white fur is not easily visible in the snowy white background. Its predator and prey are not able to see it. Next, it has layer, two thick layers of fur. It keeps it warm in cold weather. It has a very strong sense of smell. This or it helps it to catch its prey. And then it has long, curved and sharp claws. This helps to walk on the ice. The it it has a layer of fat under the skin. The fat isolates its body from cold and keeps it warm. Like these many adaptations it has. Now in the second one, we are going to learn about penguins. The penguins are also white in color so that they can hide in the snow. They have thick skin with a large fat content in their body so that they can survive the cold weather easily. The penguin generally live in crowd or nest closely to so that they can stay warm. See, these all are the adaptations. Penguin is a bird, but it cannot fly because the bones of these penguins are so heavy. But for flying a bird's bones are so hollow, so light. But this is not like that. Why it has heavy bones? Those heavy bones help it to swim in water. Now let's see. Penguin, water movement, streamlined body. It has a streamlined body, waterproof feathers. Streamlined body helps it to reduce, it helps it to swim, and waterproof feathers to swim faster in water. Next, heavy solid bones dive more easily, dive move easily. A pair of wings, those wings help it to move forward in water. Warmth, a layer of overlapping feather coated with oil. Their skin is oily. Pockets of air underneath their feathers, which makes hold the heat. It holds that pockets hold the heat. Now you can see breathe. Now breathe. Special blood and muscle tissues, increasing more oxygen for an underwater drive. Next, diet. They eat fish and squids. Protection, move in group, guard around the eggs, swimming zigzag through water. Now, like birds which live in these polar regions, when winter comes for them, these like 6 months is winter, right? And 6 months is summer. These birds migrate, means move from that place to other places so that they can bear that they are escaped from that harsh climate, as we escape from our teachers if we don't do our homeworks. Now, for example, now let's see the birds, in order to protect themselves from the Cold weather of the winters in the polar region often migrate from these areas to warmer places. From these areas means from these polar regions. They return back after the winter season is done. They come back when it is again summer. For example, like the Siberian crane. This is one picture of the Siberian crane. Siberian crane migrates to India in Rajasthan, Haryana, and some northeast regions during the winter season in Siberia. These birds have the capability to fly fly long distances. For example, like 1,50,000 kilometers, and they also fly up in the sky, which helps it to keep like um keep keep itself warm. Okay, that's it. In the next video, we are gonna look into the adaptations of animals in polar regions. Hope you understood. You just have to remember these pictures are so interesting and they make you easy. If you just see the pictures of these, you can really understand. Okay, thank you. Bye. See you in the next video.